Bonjour! Welcome to another episode of Cuisine Michel. I am Michelle. So today I'm continuing the Christmas goodies countdown, and these are going to be a cookie that I have made before. I found it on a site called whatmegansmaking.com, and these are what I like to call decadent Andes cookies. So if you love Andes mints, these cookies are absolutely going to put you in heaven. So if you don't, then I guess you can skip this episode. Anyway, we start off with we're cheating a little bit here, so we've got a pre-mix here. So we've got, this is Devil's Food cake. I've used Betty Crocker, doesn't matter what kind, as long as you have Devil's Food. That's already here in the mixer. And then to that, I'm going to be adding 1/2 cup of melted unsalted butter. Two large eggs. One teaspoon of vanilla extract. And 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. So we're just gonna get all of that mixed up here in the stand mixer. All right, so for this next part, we've got it mixed up, and we have lined our baking sheet with parchment paper. And then want your oven to be heated up to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Then you can use a cookie scoop if you want to, or do it with spoons, whatever makes you happier, but your dough ball should be just slightly bigger than a tablespoon. You portion those out onto your prepared baking sheet. Make sure you space them about 1.5 to 2 inches apart, and then you're going to bake them for 7 to 9 minutes. Okay, these have just come out of the oven, and you can see they're still a little bit poofy. You want to leave them on the baking sheet for 5 minutes before transferring to a cooling rack. All right, so the cookies have now baked, and we're going to make some topping frosting for them. So in the stand mixer here, I have measured this out. Now I'm reducing the ingredients from the original because I have made these before. And so here in the bowl we have what is 3/8 of a cup, or you can go with 85 grams of unsalted butter. To that I'm going to be adding 1¼ cups of powdered sugar. And 3/4 of a teaspoon of peppermint extract. And then just a little splash of milk for now. And we'll add what we need to get the right consistency. Alright, so we now need to be adding in some green food coloring. Won't need a ton, it just depends on how green you want it to look, I suppose. I'm gonna get really green. Ooh, that's really green. It's be very Christmassy green. So then you're going to take these, and I don't know why I was holding it that way. You're actually going to do it with the right side up here. And we're going to just make a nice little frosting patch one. It doesn't need to be super thick because we still are going to add something on top of this. All right, so on this last part, I did end up with a few cookies that I did not get frosted, and that's okay. I mean, if you need them to be, that's fine. They are pretty good on their own. So you'll probably want to double what I had here, although that'll make a bit extra. I'm going to recalculate the amounts and put it in my blog. It needs to be basically about 2/3, I think, of what was there. So anyway, the last step here, well, almost last step, is going to be that we have 3/4 of a cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips in here and 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter. I'm going to be microwaving this and getting it to be a smooth texture that we will be able to spread on these. All right, so I did go ahead and melt that, but also, just like I did in the original, you do need to add a little bit of milk, like do a couple of splashes of milk and get this texture. So I just kind of want to show the texture. It's not drizzly, it's just kind of in between. It's like that. Because you want to be able to dabble it onto the cookie and spread it around, but you don't want it like running off of the cookie either. But you also want it to be smooth enough so that in the middle here, I have chopped up some Andes mints. You could also use the baking bit, the things that are chopped up already, but I find that those look, whenever you buy them, they have kind of a, I don't know, I think it's because they tumble with the little middle parts there, and they just don't look as nice as just chopping up some like this, and you don't need a ton. I think I didn't chop up very many of these. I think this is 7 mints I chopped up, and I don't even know if it's going to be the right amount. You don't need a ton because these are already very minty on their own. So I'm going to finish these up, and then I will see you at final plating. All right, so here we are at final plating. So this is not all of the cookies. I just decided to put just these on here for display. You can see they're very beautiful. And I have had these before, but I'm still gonna sample one on camera because I can't resist. I absolutely adore these. Minty heaven. They're so good. They're very moist and soft and chewy. And they're not, even though I said they're decadent, they're rich, but they're not so much so that you can't, you know, stand it or something. But you're not going to want several of these at once, I can tell you that much. Anyway, I hope that you've enjoyed this episode and that we'll see you for another one. Please continue to like and share these and subscribe. Thank you for being over 600 now, and let's keep it going. I'm super excited for the momentum that we have here. Welcome everyone who's new, and leave us a comment too, and we'll see you next time. Au revoir.